And here we are, we're still in August of 1991. And um, one thing that I should mention here is that I'm not exactly sure when it was, but it was probably around about this time that I actually had. Um, I filed for divorce, and it was pretty much around this time I think that I had learned that about the affair with the neighbor, which was at that point probably the second or third affair that had happened actually. Um, I'm not exactly sure how many in total there were, but I know that there was at least two other incidences anyway. But anyway, and I filed for divorce, and the grounds were adultery, of course, and I kind of um, began the process, but I really, to be honest, I just I couldn't do it. And in the end, I said, okay, I basically dropped it. And I thought, you know what, I really hope, I continued to pray and hope and eternally, as it were, that there was going to be a reconciliation. I never gave up. I really should have, obviously, and I look back on things that had happened. Looking at it now, I realize, I should have just simply accepted the fact of what had happened, particularly in 1985, because by this time I mostly understood that it really had been done on purpose. And then somewhere around this time was when she had finally admitted to me, yeah, I did it because I actually wanted to hurt you, and how much more can you take? But nevertheless, I really do believe in my heart that it was possible reconciliation could happen. I think that was obviously naive and really not very wise, but um, hope springs eternal, right? The way I understand things now and the way I think now is much different, and yeah. So, but anyway, I did drop the I did start the proceedings and everything, but then I did drop because I did hope that there was going to be reconciliation, and through all this, there was mixed messages coming from her as well, because she'd be saying, "Yeah, I still love you. I don't want you to have me around, but then maybe we can get back together." Actually, one time, somewhere in this period, also she said, "Well, maybe we can go our separate ways for a few years, and then we can get back together again, and maybe 5 years down the road and remarry or something to that effect." She actually said that, and fortunately I wasn't dumb enough to think that was a good idea. That, well, no, that's not the way it works. Where's the commitment? So anyway, so I am processing, and there's yet more processing to go on, because there still was some more cat and mouse things that were going on, actually into the 1992, until in the end she actually did file for a divorce with me, but that wasn't coming till well, actually, almost 12, 13 months from the date of this particular song, which was in August 91. But anyway, up until that point, I never really gave up on the hope that maybe some miracle could happen. Um, was I foolish to think that? Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. But anyway, but in the meantime, there were times when I was really feeling hopeful. Other times that I wasn't. Um, and at this time, I was still, I think, praying like crazy that, oh God, please change her, make her see the error of her ways or whatever. And obviously, that wasn't happening. And somewhere in this period of time, right about now, my prayer began to change, because I began to realize that rather than praying for God to change her, I asked God to change me to accept what was happening, and that if it was His will, that His will be done. If this was going to be His will, that this marriage come to an end. This was a very hard prayer for me, but I did begin to pray that. But I also prayed that if it was God's will, that I prayed that she would become a godly wife. But I prayed, but if that's not your plan, then if it is your plan, then maybe one day that will come to me in somebody else. But at this point, I still was hoping and praying for a miracle, but began to pray that I would accept whatever the outcome would be. But this song this is actually based on a called "Blessed Are They." It's actually based on a psalm, I guess. Yes, I can't remember which one though. But anyway, called "Blessed Are They." Blessed are they who dwell in the house. They will be still praising thee, Lord. Blessed is the man whose strength is in thee, whose hope is set upon thee. Who passing through the valley of sorrow make it a well. The rain also fills the pools. They go from strength to strength. Every one of them in Zion appears before God. The Lord God is a sun and shield. The Lord will give grace and glory. Lord of hosts, blessed is the man